Hi everyone, it's Michelle from the Tech Team at the Charleston County Public Library. I'm here today to talk to you about creating citations and bibliographies in Microsoft Word. One of the truly terrific things about working at the main library is that we get to meet people who are studying all sorts of things, from genealogy to the history of Charleston and South Carolina. I hope that you find this information helpful when creating your own scholarly masterwork. The References tab was introduced in the 2007 version of Microsoft Office, and it helps in a number of ways. For authors who are working on written works that are divided by chapters or subject headings, the Table of Contents feature automatically generates a table of contents based on chapter headings. Footnotes and endnotes may be added to papers with a click of a mouse. They are automatically numbered, and numbers are updated as changes are made. The Smart Lookup feature allows you to search the web or your own computer for information related to your subject. I have to admit, I haven't had much luck with the Researcher feature, but hopefully improvements are coming down the line from Microsoft. For those whose documents include images or graphs, the Caption section allows for automatic generation of a table of figures. Indexes can be very time-consuming to create, but the Index tool allows you to mark anything within your paper that you wish to be indexed, and in the end, an index is generated. For those who work in highly technical or government fields, the Acronym tool can be most valuable. Finally, if you're doing any kind of legal research and need to cite cases, the Table of Authorities section is one that will definitely come in handy. Today we're going to focus on the Citations and Bibliography tool in Word to learn how to organize and cite our sources, as well as how to generate a bibliography or works cited page when we are finished. Before we begin, we need to take three things into consideration. The first is that we need to make sure that our version of Word is up to date. Citation styles don't change very often, but they do change, and with the latest updates applied to Word, we can have greater confidence that our citations will be correct. The second thing that we need to consider is the style of our citations. Arts and humanities usually require MLA style citations, while social sciences require APA. You should know which citation style is appropriate for the research that you are doing. The third thing that we need to consider is that Word is not always perfect. If you're looking through your works cited page and things don't look right, there are many ways to double check it. I like the Purdue University Online Writing Lab's website for detailed information about formatting and citation requirements. It never hurts to double check. Alright, here we go. This is a sample paper that we'll be working with. This is one that I wrote about 10 years ago, and it's not too long after the References tab was introduced in Word, and it was quite helpful. And what we're going to do, we're just going to dive right in. We're going to go up to the Citations and Bibliography section of our command ribbon on the References tab, and we're going to choose Manage Sources. And in the Source Manager, you'll see two lists. You'll see your master list and your current list. The master list remains within Word, so if I were to go in and open a new document and go to the same place, all of these documents would be listed. This is helpful if you consult the same sources over and over again for different articles or papers that you're writing. And it's handy to have an ongoing list, and these can get quite long. So you have the ability to search and to sort. So if you want to look for all of the works by a particular author, you can do it that way. You can sort by year if you want to see which is the newer, which is the older. And here we're going to add a new entry. This is just going to be a dummy entry, and we're going to do it as a book. And you'll see that these are the basic entries, and you don't always need to fill them all out. You just want the ones that are pertinent to your citation style. If you need more, or if you want to retain more information about your sources, which can be handy if you have to go back and look for them, you can click on this little box here, and you see you have a tremendous number of fields that you can fill out, but we're just going to stay with the basic. And there's our entry. And you'll see that it pops over here onto the master list. And then if we look here on the right, it's here as well, but it doesn't have the check mark next to it because I haven't included it as a citation in my paper. So what we'll do is now that we've added it, we're going to close this window, and I'll scroll down to the bottom here, find a nice blank spot at the end of the paper, and I'm going to add and we're going to insert that citation. We'll click Insert Citation here on the command ribbon, and we'll scroll down to Torres Michel. And what happens is this becomes highlighted, and if we click on it, we get a little down arrow. And I want to edit my citation, and this is where you can put in the page number. So I'll say page 10, and then our citation appears MLA correct as Torres 10. Then what we'll do is we'll go back up to Manage Sources, and if we look in our current list, we'll see that there's now a check mark next to Torres Michel, and it is listed as a cited source in our paper. Alright, that looks good. So we'll close here. And the next step is we're going to go to a blank page, and it's just as easy as clicking on Bibliography on the command ribbon, and we want to choose our format. Since we're doing MLA format, we want to use Works Cited, and here it automatically generates our Works Cited page. And the exciting thing about this is if we're going through and we find an error in one of our citations, there's a misspelling or an incorrect year or something, we can go back up to our Manage Sources, and we can edit that entry, and it'll update within the bibliography. So we don't want to do that, but that is one way. So that way you don't have to come in and edit here. You can edit your Manage Sources, you can come up and edit here, and it will continue throughout the entire document and update itself, which is fantastic. You don't have to go through the entire paper and find inconsistencies. I haven't yet encountered this, but I think it's a really great feature and something that could come in handy if it's needed. Our paper is in MLA format, but if we decide that we need to cite it in APA format or one of the other listed formats, we just come back up here to the command ribbon under Style, and we choose, we'll go from MLA to APA. Watch how the text changes on the screen. And it's just that easy to switch citation styles within the References tab. We'll go back to MLA, and it'll shift, and then we can choose Chicago, and it should shift again. So that's a great way if you have a paper that you've been working on for one source, and you decide that you need to submit it to another source in another format. This is one way that you can go and do that without having to go and retype your entire works cited or bibliography. Thank you so much for following along with me today. If you have any questions about this information or to talk to us about any other of your tech concerns, please either email us or call us. We'll be happy to talk to you. I hope you have a great day.